The ancient Greek philosopher Epicurus said that this too is one of the evils of foolishness. It is always beginning to live. This too is one of the evils of foolishness. It is always beginning to live. What he's calling us out here for is our perpetual attempt to finally make a change, to finally start to become the person that we know we need to be. And how do we go about this? We say next week, next month, next year, in this new year, I'm gonna start out being exactly the person that I know I need to be.
Remember, only the disciplined ones are free in life. I repeat again, only the disciplined ones are free in life. If you are in discipline, you are a slave to your moods. You are a slave to your passions. Remember, there is a quote which says, the best time to plant a tree was 25 years ago. That was the best time to plant a tree. The second and the best time is today. Plant the tree of self-discipline.
You train day in, day out. Day in, day out. You stood back up when others wouldn't. You stood back up when others said you couldn't. You kept at it until your idols became your rivals. And now, here you are. And it's just the beginning. Time to just keep living.
Your excuses are valid, so congratulations on a free pass to not being a better version of yourself. The better version that only identifies an available excuse as a stronger reinforcement of your willingness to show up anyways. You know, people get so excited when their circumstances prevent them from keeping the promises they make because all they want to do is give up responsibility of their outcomes. Well, guess what? If you're not willing to take ownership when it becomes harder to keep your promises, that's exactly how you know your life doesn't belong to you.
The ability to learn is a gift even when pain is your teacher. Don't miss the lesson, right? Get the lesson when you fail.
There are times when life sucks, but you gotta take a deep breath and then ask the question, what's next? What's next is the step you take out of that same spot, because you can't see everything stuck there. You gotta get around the corner, you gotta get around the moment, because whatever it is you're going through, you're already going through it. But you gotta be able to get past it so that you can see the future. But right now is not the limitation, except unless you stay where you were. It's time to move. You've been waiting on a sign in life. When am I to begin? When am I gonna start a job? When do I step out on my own? When do I get to start? When do I get the opportunity? It's not there for you to watch and wait on. Time and turn are two separate things. If you wait for your time, you'll miss it, because no one's gonna set off the alarm clock. That's within. But if you're waiting on a turn, you're not going to get it because life isn't fair. But if you're looking for what you've got to go earn, that's within you. Take the next step and take it. Instead of you watching and wondering when, become the winner now. You were born to be it anyway.
Doing the work is not pretty. Doing the work is not waking up at the perfect time and having your perfect morning routine and having your coffee and watching the sunrise while you do your cold plunge. Feeling the perfect balance of the universe while you're meditating. And then going about your day perfectly, being this perfect little specimen that gets all the stuff done and then lays their head down at their pillow at night to repeat the whole thing. Most of the time, the work is ugly. The work is dragging your ass out of bed when you don't want to get up, to have a list of things that oftentimes you don't want to do them, but you know they're going to make your life better, trying to make certain things happen, trying to start new ideas, and fucking a lot of stuff up along the way. Making mistake after mistake, having to do things over again, start from scratch. It's missing a workout on Tuesday, but showing up again on Wednesday. It's scrolling on Instagram for 20 minutes, catching yourself doing it, and then getting back to work. It's technical difficulties, it's writer's block, it's frustration, it's hitting walls, it's messing things up. The work is so many other things before it's perfect.
Nobody notices the sacrifices you make in silence. They don't see the battles you fight when nobody's watching. But one day they'll look up, and what they see won't be the same person they overlooked. Because growth happens in the shadows where applause doesn't reach. And when the light finally finds you, they'll wonder how you did it. But you'll know it's because you refused to quit. So keep showing up. Because while they waited for the perfect moment, you went out and made it happen.
The challenger is here. The challenge is now. And it's only this present moment that you need to deal with. There is no past. There is no future. It's this one little slice of time. That is all that is ever asked of you to deal with. It's only that slice of temptation, only that slice of challenge, only that slice of difficulty that you need to deal with. Nothing else. Nothing else even exists. Let go of the past, let go of the future. The slice that is in front of you now is all that you have to deal with. And simply make the very best move you can in this present moment.
Have you ever felt like the biggest thing standing in your way isn't the world around you? It's you? Like no matter how much you want to move forward, there's a part of you that keeps pulling you back. Self-sabotage, the silent enemy, the voice that whispers, "You can't do this," or "Why even try?" It's the excuses, the procrastination, the habits that keep you stuck in the same place, year after year. And the hardest part? You're not doing it on purpose. Most of the time, you don't even realize you're sabotaging yourself until it's too late. You want better, you want to succeed, and yet somehow you keep getting in your own way. But here's the truth. You don't have to stay stuck in that cycle. You don't have to keep being your own worst enemy. You can learn to be your own greatest ally. And when you do, that's when everything changes.
The first step to breaking the cycle of self-sabotage is awareness. You can't fix what you don't see. So, take a step back and ask yourself, where am I holding myself back? What habits, thoughts, or behaviors are keeping me stuck? Maybe it's procrastination, putting things off until the last minute and then blaming the rush for why things didn't work out. Maybe it's perfectionism, setting impossibly high standards and then quitting when you can't meet them. Maybe it's avoiding risks, staying in your comfort zone because the fear of failure feels too overwhelming. Whatever it is, name it, call it out, because when you can see the patterns, you can start to break them.
Self-sabotage isn't random. It comes from somewhere. Most of the time, it's rooted in fear. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of the unknown. Or maybe it's rooted in self-doubt, in the belief that you're not worthy of the life you want. Think about it. If you've spent years telling yourself, "I'm not good enough," of course you're going to hesitate when an opportunity comes your way. If you've spent your life avoiding failure, of course you're going to sabotage yourself before you even get the chance to try. Understanding why you self-sabotage doesn't mean excusing it. It means getting to the root of the problem so you can start to fix it.
You know that voice in your head? The one that tells you you're not good enough, that you're going to fail, that you don't deserve success. That's your inner critic. And it's lying to you. The problem is, we're so used to listening to that voice that we don't even question it. We take it at face value, as if it's telling us the truth. But it's not. That voice is a product of your fears, your insecurities, your past experiences, not your reality. The next time your inner critic speaks up, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this true? Is there actual evidence to support this thought? More often than not, you'll realize it's just a story you've been telling yourself. And once you see it for what it is, it loses its power.
Self-sabotage thrives on fear. Fear of failing, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. But here's the thing about fear. It's loudest when you're standing still. The best way to quiet that fear is to take action. Even if it's small, even if it's messy, even if it's imperfect. Take a step forward. Because every step you take is proof to yourself that you're capable. Every step you take builds momentum. And momentum is the antidote to self-sabotage. Action doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be consistent.
At the heart of self-sabotage is a broken relationship with yourself. It's the belief that you're not worthy of success, that you don't deserve good things, that you're not enough. And until you repair that relationship, the cycle will keep repeating itself. Start by treating yourself the way you'd treat a friend. Show yourself kindness, patience, understanding. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Forgive yourself for your mistakes, and remind yourself every single day that you are capable, you are worthy, you are enough. The more you build that relationship, the less room there is for self-sabotage to take root.
One of the best ways to break the cycle of self-sabotage is to make it harder to sabotage yourself in the first place. Create systems, routines, and environments that support your goals. If you're prone to procrastination, break your tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. If you struggle with distraction, remove the things that pull your focus. If you tend to give up when things get hard, remind yourself why you started and who you're doing it for. Set yourself up for success, not just by relying on willpower, but by creating an environment that makes it easier to succeed.
Self-sabotage isn't a life sentence. It's a habit, and like any habit, it can be broken. The same energy you've been using to hold yourself back can be redirected into pushing yourself forward. Every time you recognize a self-sabotaging thought or behavior, you have a choice. You can let it win, or you can choose a different path. And every time you choose that different path, you're building a new habit. A habit of self-mastery, of self-belief, of self-trust. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about learning to work with yourself, not against yourself.